Hey guys, welcome to the second lesson of the course. Now it's time to create the splines, or the path that we are going to use to create later the 3D typography on Cinema 4D. So basically what we are going to do is like the skeleton of what the 3D typography will be. So remember that this is the shape. Now we don't have to do it exactly like this, but the idea here is to make this that looks like it's handmade. So don't worry, you don't have to be so detailed about this, because when it's going to 3D we can fix some things there. So let's begin with the edge. Just create something like this, create one line, and make sure that everything is separated. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this because we want them to have different depth. You can see that the A is made out of two objects, the H is three objects, the P is two objects too, the Y, and almost everything is made out of several objects. So we want to repeat that. So we have this H, this stick. We can create a duplicate here, and for the other line we can do something like this. Create a little curve like this. So we have the H. Now let's create the A. Now for the A, I want to share something. Please don't do something like this with a straight corner, because this will be a real trouble when we're going to Cinema 4D, because the spline will make a really weird shape. So to save time, we're going to create a shape like this. We're going to click here and just create an A like that. So we have the curve, and that's it, because otherwise it's going to be really messy here on the point. Later I can show you why I did this. Now create a line that goes like this. Alright, now let's bring out the ruler and let's try to make them all the same size, so that we don't have a weird shape. Alright, now let's create the P. We can draw something like this. One line, and then a curve like this. Alright, now you can duplicate this. Let's delete this for now. Let's make this a straight line. Like this. And this can also be a straight line. Alright, and now create a duplicate here, and we can make this smaller, just like this. And now let's create the Y. Or maybe let's make something better. Like this. Alright, so we have the happy. We can group everything here. Now it's time to create the new. Again, remember that we don't want this, but we want to play around with the curve. So let me take this for the size. Alright. And the end can be something like this. Yeah, this is fine. For the E, we can create a straight line, and then something like this. All these can be fixed on Cinema 4D, but we're trying to save time. Now we can create one line here and another line right here, and it should be longer, like this. Alright, now it's time to create the W. We can create something like this. Alright. We can take this point and create something like this, like a little curve. Now for the year, we don't have to write again the Y because we already got one, and we already have one E as well. And guess what? We have an A too. Now I want to play around a little bit so that they don't look alike so much. So I'm going to fix this line. Let's get rid of the guides. And I want to move this line and move the A right here and make this line go across from the E to the A. Just like this. Alright, now for the P, for the R, we're going to take this P and just add one other line. Like this. Now you can fix anything that you want. I actually like it this way. I think this looks pretty cool. Now that we have this, let's group everything. And with this selected, we're going to take the shear tool and we're going to add some angle to this text. Just a little bit, something like this, and a little bit to the right too, until we have something like that. So now you can see that we have everything, it's separate, and we don't have any straight line. Now remember to save this file as an Illustrator 8 format, and let me explain why it has to be a curve vector, because let me erase this and let me create a shape like this with the straight points, straight corners, and let me save this as test, and let me open Cinema 4D again, click on merge, click OK, and I accidentally broke also the guidelines, but don't worry, just need this. And now if I do the same process, create a capsule, create a spline wrap, place the spline wrap inside the capsule, and tell the spline wrap to use the path 5 as the spline, change this to the y-axis. Now if I change this, the height segments, the cap segments too, even the radius and the height, you can see that no matter what we do here with the height and all the segments, no matter what we do there, we always have this weird looking corner here, which is pretty flat. So that's not what we want for our typography. So that's why we can do something like this. We have to use the curves so that we have a smoother typography. Well, now it's time to go to the next lesson to bring the Happy New Year typography to Cinema 4D. So see you on the next lesson.